Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 5 of my audio adventures. So I finished my trailer, and it is up for everybody to see, and I will talk about how I finished that probably in my next video. Today, I am going to talk about creativity, and more specifically, I'm going to talk about locations in Workspace. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is a dedicated workspace. It is very important to try and have one space that is solely for your work. And the reason for that is when you do your work someplace that isn't meant for work, like say a bedroom or a living room or the kitchen, the first thing that your subconscious is going to do is tell you that you should be going to sleep, or you should be watching TV, or you should be playing computer games, or you should be cooking, or you should be eating. But if you have one room that is solely dedicated to your work, like an office or a studio, then you go in there and your mindset is work. That's what you're going to want to do because you're in your workspace. Now, not everybody has the space to have for just a dedicated workspace. I don't even have an office or a studio. I just have my bedroom that I set up to be my office. Now the opposite can also occur in that if you use a multi-purpose room to be your workspace, that if you do more work in that room than you do anything else, then when you want to do something else, you'll want to do work instead, which could be of benefit. But in my case, where I use my bedroom to sleep, if I end up trying to go to sleep and my subconscious tells me that it's time for me to work, that could prove very hazardous. So it is very important to try and have a dedicated workspace. I would highly suggest it. But if you cannot, then you know what can you do? Not all of us actually have the resources to do that. Now that leads to the next point, which is dressing up your workspace, regardless of what your workspace might be. This means things like putting a plant in your room, or putting up some posters or some artwork, or painting the walls a different color, or painting your walls multiple colors. Anything to make you comfortable within your environment. Like in my room, I have various posters of all the things that I like. That way, if I ever just need a little bit of inspiration, I can just look at one poster that is closest to what it is that I'm trying to work on, and I will just focus on that poster and gain inspiration by it through whatever means. And other things to do is to put in plants, change colors, draw on your walls. I actually have been meaning to draw on my walls a little bit, maybe paint on them to just give the room a little bit of life that that it could certainly use and will help creativity. That leads to the next point, which is tailoring your room to what it is you're working on. And that means that if you are working on something very specific, like say if I were to write music for a horror game, I would want to tailor my room towards horror. So I would darken my room, I would take down all of my happy posters, I would throw up a bunch of scary posters, and I would probably light some candles or something and keep my room very dark. And that would get me in the appropriately spooky mood, especially on a dark night, to write some scary music. Say an artist is trying to draw something very happy and go lucky, they'll probably cover their walls in very, very happy things. Maybe look at a bunch of happy cat photos on the internet, and so on and so forth. You get my point. If you're working on something specific, try and tailor your room to that specific thing if you have the ability to. And also just try and get into that mindset by listening to music, watching movies, going on the internet, whatever. And that ought to help you get into the creative zone so much easier. Now, I did mention dedicated workspace, but it is also very important, and I know this is going to sound a little bit backwards, But it is very important to get out of your dedicated workspace. And the reason for that is that you could just be stuck in your workspace, and you might get very tired of it. And what that means is that you'll get so used to working in it that it might just be boring, or you might in my case, I'll look at my office chair and just be like, I don't want to sit in there right now. I just don't. I don't want to sit in my chair. I don't want to sit in my desk. I want to be anywhere but in my bedroom. And so that'll apply for everybody's workspace. And that's the primary reason why I use a laptop instead of a desktop. I know the values of a desktop. I know that it's cheaper and you get more power out of it. But for all the failings of a laptop, I can take it anywhere. And I can go sit down in the living room and be next to my lovebird, who is very, very cute and needs the attention. Or I can be at my girlfriend's place. I'm actually at my girlfriend's place right now, recording this video. She is making breakfast and being all nice. And just a change in location can be huge. I mean, wherever it is that you feel as if working would be comfortable and help your creativity. For me, it's being down in the living room next to my bird, being here with my girlfriend, hanging out, being at the college. Places of learning are very, very good to get you in the zone for working, because you're in a place meant for working. So, like, the college for me, sometimes I'll go down to my local game store and I'll do my work there. That doesn't happen as often. There's too many things to distract me. But every once in a while, that is where I feel like working. And then if I could ever have a long enough battery span to get outside, I would love to work outside. That would make me so happy. But just things like that. And so, tailoring your workspace towards how you're working, having a dedicated workspace, but not being so tied to your dedicated workspace that you can't freely move around is very important. Now, I know that some people are going to watch this and be like, oh, none of those things work for me. Well, that's, everybody's different. Everybody's going to have something different that they do. I'm just kind of mentioning how I get creative and how some other people that I know of get creative. And this is certainly not everything. I mean, today I am just talking about location. Location, location, location. Next episode, I am going to talk about how spending money can make you get creative. And there are some various reasons for that. And I will get into that next video. I will probably record that video very soon because I had a lot of stuff to say that was too long for one video, but I want to get it all done because it's something that I really want to talk about. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will speak to you again very soon. Bye-bye!